Hello and Assalamualaikum. We're from Group 4 are going to present about the most suitable manufacturing and the technology used to fabricate paperclip, which is the wire drawing process. Before we start, we're going to introduce ourselves first. So firstly, my name is Iza Azra binti Ahmad Sirfan. My metric number is 2019, 211 and 798 and I'm the leader of the group.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi, my name is Rajin Rasim Balkis binti Raja Zainul Akram. My number matrix is 2019271596.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Marlakuan bin Anwar and my metric number is 20192245 and 44. Now, I will start this presentation with the flow process on how to produce the paperclips. Flow process. To make the paperclip, we need to doing the wire drawing process. Firstly, secure the draw plate in the vise, placing a piece of soft metal over the jaws of the vise to protect the draw plate. Second, insert the wire into the first draw plate that have a huge diagonal among the other draw plates. If it cannot fit into the die, then by using the hammer, hammer the end of the wire while keep pulling out from the die. It is necessary to reduce the diameter. Lastly, pull throughout the draw plate. Select a hole in the draw plate that is slightly smaller than the diameter of your wire. Insert the taper end of your wire into the back of the draw plate. Grab the wire from the front of the plates with a draw tongue or the heavy duty plier and slowly pull wire through the plate. Maintain a consistent speed to ensure uniformity. Repeat this process with successively smaller holes until the desired diameter is achieved. It may also be necessary to re-taper the end of the wire after successful pass. Temperature. Wire drawing process is usually performed at the room temperature. Thus, it can be classified as a cool working process. But sometimes it may be performed at an elevated temperature for the large wire to reduce the force. The speed of the wire is drawn varies greatly. It is because it needs according to the material and the amount of the reduction in a single production. Safety procedure. The operator must wear gloves to work to prevent the workpiece from burning fingers and affecting product quality. Next, install the drawing belt correctly. Carefully check whether the upper and the lower bearing, seat and lifting lead screw are well lubricated and start the machine only when it is confirmed that there is no one on the upper inside of the discharge. After the equipment is started, check whether the belt swing is within the required range and whether there are other abnormal phenomena. Otherwise, adjust or shut down immediately. Moreover, the pressure adjustment of wire drawing machine shall be moderate. Generally, the induction of pressure gauge shall be between 35 to 75. It is forbidden to exceed the red line to avoid equipment or personal accident. Lastly, Turn off the main power supply when you leave work or other is long time standby of the equipment to ensure safety of the equipment.
Today, I will be presenting the methods in manufacturing process setting and also 3 possible defects that will be happen during the paper clips fabrication. So for the methods in manufacturing process setting, first, after drawing the wire, there are requirements to cut a certain length using electronic line shaft. And then the wire will be using a very specialized wire forming machine. This machine will form the wire into these 3 bands by cutting it and passing it by 3 small wheels. The wheels will turn the wire into 180 degrees. The first wheel will be making the first bend, and then the second wheel will also be making the second bend, and then the third wheel will make the final turn and making the last bend.
Illustration of the wire drawing process. Before starting the wire drawing, we need to have 3 different type of the die. Die 1, the largest inner space. Die 2, the smaller inner space compared with the die 1. And lastly, the die 3, the smallest die and have the small space. Then we have the puller to pull the rod or the raw material. Also, we have the coiling roller to coil the wire. This is the raw material that want to shrink its diameter. The raw material will travel the first die and the thickness will be decreased until to the third die. The final product will be pulled to the coiling roller.
Next, I'm going to present about the advantage of the wire drawing. Okay, so wire drawing has its advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so for the advantage, wire drawing has closed dimensional control. So the closed dimensional control is a process of obtaining an accurate dimensional, and it can determine part-to-part variation and clearance between the two parts. So the closer dimensional tolerance for the paper clip can be obtained. Secondly, wire drawing has a good surface finish. So the surface finish is a term that refers to the process used to adjust a metal surface, which is a paper clip surface by adding, removing, or reshaping. So by having a good surface finish, it has an excellent protection metal of paper clip and improve the aesthetic side. So lubrication in the drawing process is essential, is a must for maintaining good surface finish and long die life. Furthermore, the next advantage is wire drawing has a high speed and fast process times. So drawing speeds are as high as 50 meter per second, which equals to 10,000 feet per minute for the very fine wire. So fine wires usually are drawn at 15 to 25% reduction per pass, and larger sizes at 20 to 45%. Usually, the smaller the initial cross section, the smaller the reduction per pass. Moreover, drawing wire also improve mechanical properties such as strength, hardness. Okay, so for the example, we can see the effectiveness of the mechanical properties of the product itself, which is paper clip. So paper clip, it does not damage the material being joined, which is the papers, has a high yield stress, so the paper clip can hold the papers tightly, and paper clip is good. Has a good strength, which is does not break easily, flexible, and has a good product quality. Okay, we move to the disadvantage of wire drawing process. Firstly, the process of wire drawing consuming high cost, This is because it consumes a high amount of power from agitation cooling. This is due to the relative sliding between the steel wire and surface of the reel that will cause the friction to be increased. So, in order to reduce this frictional increasing and inessential power needed for drawing, basically the lubrication is being applied. The aim and the purpose of implement the lubricating is to minimize the friction occur so that the movement of a wire which is being drawn inside the die can be smoothened and the power needed for the wire drawing purpose can be reduced. Next, wire drawing also has a limitation on cross-sectional area reduction. The reduction in cross-sectional area also must be controlled stringently, which means it needed to strictly be controlled so that a process may require several die process. This is due to the amount of cold work that is imparted on the material during each pass. Lastly, the disadvantage of wire drawing is the rate at which dies may wear out due to work hardening of material. However, this malfunction can be reduced by using the perfect and accurate lubrication, and it also can be done by controlling the speed of material passing through the die of the wire drawing process.
Next, for the three possible defects. First, the wire might be really stiff. That might be happen during the fabrication, and this will be causing the paper clip will be too difficult to open. Due to the high torque and speed control, the yield stress might be too low, and this will be happen and the clip will stay bent open and will not be able to hold the papers tightly. Lastly, due to the speed or issues with the process, the effectiveness of the material used might be low. This is because to save the manufacturer money, using the cheaper, thinner wire might also leaving the sharp bursts at the cut ends and breaking or cracking. The material could also be corrosive. It might sometimes slightly serrated and dull. As to conclude, paper clips have become the most necessary things in daily lives. Besides stapler, the paper clip is still common among the society. Paper clips nowadays come in many shapes, colors, and also stiffness, so that is much easier for the people to use it, especially among the students. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.